Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that affects many of us but often goes unnoticed: sugar addiction. Now, when we say sugar addiction, we're not just talking about a sweet tooth or a love for dessert. This is about a physical and psychological dependency on sugar, a substance that's found in an alarming number of foods and drinks we consume every day. Sugar addiction is a real and prevalent issue, lurking in the shadows of our dietary habits. It's a hidden reality that's often overlooked because sugar is such a common part of our diets. It's in our breakfast cereals, our coffee, our snacks, and even in some of our so-called healthy foods. But just because it's common doesn't mean it's harmless. Sugar addiction can lead to a variety of health issues. It can cause weight gain, contribute to type 2 diabetes, and lead to heart disease. It can affect our mood, our energy levels, and even our sleep. In the long run, it can take a significant toll on our overall health and well-being. But the tricky thing about sugar addiction is that it's not always easy to spot. Unlike other substances, sugar is socially acceptable and widely available, making it easy to consume in large quantities without even realizing it. It's not as simple as just cutting out sweets and desserts from our diet. It's about understanding the hidden sugars in our food, recognizing the signs of sugar addiction, and making conscious choices to break the cycle. So how can you tell if you're dealing with sugar addiction? It's not just about craving a sweet treat after dinner. It's about constant cravings for sugar, mood swings, energy crashes, reaching for sugary foods in response to stress or emotions, and feeling guilty or ashamed after indulging in these foods. So, let's talk about the signs and symptoms of sugar addiction and what you should be looking out for. In the following scenes, we'll dive deeper into each of these symptoms, helping you to recognize and understand the hidden reality of sugar addiction. First up, let's talk cravings. Do you find yourself constantly craving sugary foods, even when you're not hungry? Let's delve into why this might be happening. It's not as simple as just loving the taste of something sweet. Your body might be sending you signals that it's become dependent on sugar. When we consume sugar, our brains release a chemical called dopamine, which makes us feel good. Our brains love this feeling and they start to crave more of it. This cycle can lead to a constant desire for sugary foods, even when our bodies don't require any more energy. It's like a perpetual sweet tooth that just won't quit. But this is more than just a craving, it's a dependency. Our bodies and brains start to rely on sugar for that feel-good sensation, turning a simple sweet treat into a necessary part of our day. This could be a sign that your body has become dependent on sugar for energy and pleasure. Next, pay attention to your mood and energy levels. If you're riding a roller coaster of highs and lows throughout your day, it may not just be your busy schedule to blame. Mood swings and energy crashes can be telltale signs of sugar addiction. You see, when you consume a lot of sugar, your body has to work overtime to process it. This can lead to a sudden surge of energy, followed by an inevitable crash, leaving you feeling drained and irritable. In response, you might reach for another sugary snack to perk up, creating a vicious cycle. Your body craves more sugar to combat the low energy, and the cycle repeats. This pattern of mood swings and energy crashes is not just about feeling a bit off. It's an indication that your body is struggling to maintain a healthy balance. This could be a result of the rapid fluctuations in blood sugar levels caused by excessive sugar consumption. Take a look at your eating habits. Have you noticed a tendency to reach for sugary snacks when you're feeling stressed, sad, or even just bored? This is what we call emotional eating, using food as a way to soothe or suppress negative emotions. And sugar in particular can be a common go-to for many of us in these situations. Why does this happen? Well, when we eat sugar, our brains release chemicals like dopamine that give us a rush of pleasure and happiness. It's a short-term solution though, and often leaves us craving more once the initial high wears off. This cycle can become a powerful habit, with our brain associating sugar with comfort and relief from unpleasant feelings. But remember, it's not a healthy or sustainable way to cope with emotions. Emotional eating can be a sign of sugar addiction, as your brain associates sugar with comfort and pleasure. Check your beverage consumption. Are you finding yourself frequently reaching for that fizzy soda, that sweetened iced tea, or even that seemingly innocent fruit juice? You might not realize it, but this could be a clear sign of sugar addiction. It's a common misconception that liquid forms of sugar are less harmful than their solid counterparts. But believe it or not, the truth is quite the opposite. This is because when you consume sugar in liquid form, it bypasses the body's usual process of breaking down solid food. Instead, It goes straight into your bloodstream, causing a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels. This sudden surge can lead to an immediate high, a burst of energy that might feel good in the moment. But remember, what goes up must come down. This high is inevitably followed by a crash, leaving you feeling drained and craving another sugar hit to regain that lost energy. This vicious cycle is a classic symptom of sugar addiction. You see, our brains are wired to seek out things that make us feel good. When we consume sugar, our brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that makes us feel happy and satisfied. It's a similar response to what happens when people consume certain drugs, which is why sugar is often compared to a drug. But here's the catch. Just like with drugs, our brains can develop a tolerance to sugar. This means you need to consume more and more sugar to experience the same high, and that's where sugary drinks come in. They're an easy way to consume large amounts of sugar quickly. A single can of soda, for instance, can contain up to 9 teaspoons of sugar. That's more than the daily recommended limit for adults. So if you're constantly sipping on sugary drinks throughout the day, it might be time to take a step back and evaluate your consumption habits. Remember, it's not just about the sugar in your tea or the honey in your smoothie. It's about the cumulative effect of all the sugar you're consuming throughout the day. Liquid sugar can be especially problematic, as it's quickly absorbed into the bloodstream, leading to rapid spikes in blood sugar levels. Lastly, examine your relationship with food. It's a fascinating journey, revealing much about not only our dietary choices, but also our emotional landscape. One critical sign of sugar addiction is the guilt cycle that sets in after indulging in sugary treats. Picture this. You reach for that extra slice of chocolate cake, telling yourself it's just a one-time indulgence. But after the last bite, you're overcome with a wave of guilt. You chastise yourself, vowing to stay away from sweets. Yet when the next temptation presents itself, the cycle repeats. This guilt cycle is more than just regret over a momentary lapse in dietary discipline. It's a telltale sign of sugar addiction. But why does this happen? Let's delve a little deeper. When we consume sugar, our brain releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical that makes us experience pleasure. Our brain loves this dopamine rush and craves for more, so we reach for more sugary treats. But when the sugar high wears off, reality sets in. We realize we've overindulged and guilt creeps in. This guilt then triggers stress, and to cope with this stress, our brain seeks comfort. And where does it find it? Yes, you guessed it right. In sugar. This is the guilt cycle in action. It's a vicious loop of craving, indulging, feeling guilty, and then craving again. It's this cycle that can make sugar addiction particularly hard to break, but recognizing this guilt cycle is the first step towards breaking it. Remember, it's not about completely eliminating sugar from your diet, but about finding a healthy balance. It's about making conscious choices, not feeling deprived. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Millions around the world are struggling with sugar addiction. But awareness is the first step towards change. And by recognizing this guilt cycle, you've already taken that first step. This guilt cycle can perpetuate sugar addiction and make it difficult to break free from unhealthy habits. But don't lose heart. With awareness, understanding, and small, manageable steps, you can break free from this cycle and pave the way towards healthier habits. So if you've noticed any of these signs and symptoms in your own life, it might be time to take a closer look at your sugar consumption and make some changes. The journey to breaking free from sugar addiction isn't a sprint, it's more like a marathon. It begins with awareness and acceptance. Accept that sugar has held you captive and commit to making a change. Start small. Gradually reduce the amount of sugar in your diet. Swap out sugary drinks for water or unsweetened beverages. Opt for fruits over candy bars when you're craving something sweet. Find healthier ways to cope with stress and emotions. This could be going for a walk, practicing yoga, or even reading a book. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Seek out support from friends, family, or a health professional. Remember, breaking free from sugar addiction is possible, and it starts with awareness and small, manageable steps. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on health and wellness. Knowledge is power, and by understanding the signs of sugar addiction, you're already taking a step towards a healthier life. By sharing this video, you might help someone else do the same. Remember, overcoming sugar addiction is a journey, not a destination. Keep tuning in for more insights on this journey. Until next time, take care. We're wrapping up now, and we just want to take a moment to say thank you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch our video, and we hope you found it enlightening. Remember, by subscribing and liking our videos, you're helping us to continue providing valuable content just like this. Your support means everything to us, and we're extremely grateful for any donations we receive. We're all on this journey towards wellness together, and every little bit helps. So until the next time, stay healthy and keep striving for a better you. Thank you.